Yo, it's crypto blood, Detroit flow, streaming from the D, knowing what to show. Indicators are wrong point, OG since 12, invested in trade, living life like a pro. I'm Rucker, Jerry, it's just bloods too. Bad motherfucker in a good way, boo. Got my eyes on the charts, ain't no time to sleep. Get that money, gotta keep it creep. That's why crypto blood, just the toasters on the line. Stacking my coin, got the market on my mind. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum too. Cash is king, but I'm looking for a new move. I know the culture of the markets like the streets. Got my finger on the pulse, can't nobody beat. I see the trends, I see the flow. Got my strategies in place, you know.
Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Since I was born, been stacking my coin. These niggas pop, my money keep growing. Your girl is a dot, she all on my groin. She blowing my horn, we fuck like porn. These rappers is whack, they lyrics is corn. I'm getting this money, it never get born. I'm loading my strap, they calling the law. Fuck around, they clap for running your jaw. If it ain't about the dollars, then it don't make sense. Got me sipping brown water, but it ain't from Flint. Trying to chase all this bread, though the shit won't last. About to shut the city down like a crypto crash. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks! We'll do it live.
Okay.
That's right, ladies and gents. We're doing it live. It's Sunday, AMA, baby. Let's go. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Let me turn my volume. We got moving silence in the building. Who else we got in the building? Trade Intuition. Trade Intuition. Shout out to Trade Intuition. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. Moving silence in the building over there on Kick. I'm streaming on Kick right now, ladies and gents. I'm also streaming on Bloodalytics, the official Bloodalytics Twitter page or X page. Go follow that. It's just at Bloodalytics. Definitely go follow that. King Chris Universe in the building. What's going on, man? We got an epic situation going on right now in these markets. We're going to look at silver because I personally think this might be the Black Swan event. This comes out of nowhere. Hyben says he can hear. All right, good, good. This silver situation has come out of nowhere, and it is causing some issues. I think we got some central bank emergency meetings going on tonight or today. And as we see this thing move up very, very violently, see the issue with all of these types of derivatives or markets that derivatives are priced against. The issue is that we many times it's not the amount, but it's the delta in the time frame at which these moves happen, which can cause a lot of issues. And I'm gonna go over what's called the Fair Sinclair ratio. It's a Jim. Oh, the legendary Jim Sinclair had a ratio that he used to project or predict where gold was going to be, and it's been very accurate. And I got a new one for you. I got a new prediction for you based on the Jim Sinclair ratio. We'll take a look at that. Then we can kind of maybe back into a number for silver, which might shock you. It might shock you. So we will look at all that tonight. I got a special announcement. Again, hit that like button, but I do have a special announcement. Let me get that up really quickly. We got the first parameter pack on deck. Volume went out. Let me know if the volume went out. Can you still hear me? Let me know if you can still hear me. I was having some issues earlier, but it seems like I should be good. I'm showing volume on my end. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Drop a 1 if you can hear me. Drop a 1 if you can hear me. Drop a 2 if you can't. Okay, Moving Silence says he can hear me. Good, good. We got Wisdom Bars in the building. Silver Silver is definitely going to make some people smile, my friend. Definitely going to make some people smile. So the silver pack just dropped. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Red Elephant in the building. I need to get trade intuition on ASAP. Ladies and gents, that's a good trader right there. That's my guy. Need to get him on and get his opinion on these markets as well. But the silver futures pack just dropped today, ladies and gents. If you are all, it's only available for current Scalpalytics Pro members. So if you're a Scalpalytics Pro member, you can purchase this one-time fee silver's future 15-minute chart. Okay. This is great for swing trading. Now, I think someone asked me about whether or not BYD DeFi and Bit2Nex offer spot or COMEX futures trading. I don't think they do. So this is just here as a placeholder. I will be updating this week with some recommended exchanges for trading futures. It is important that with this new parameter pack, it is, and I didn't put this on the site, but I'm telling you this right now. You're going to need, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to need to purchase in TradingView. If you click at the top right next, when if you purchase this and you get this link, you will need to purchase the real-time data for commodity exchanges. So you'll see a like an orange D next to the actual silver's futures label. What you're going to need to do is click that, go to learn more, and then you can buy the real-time data. I think it's like $80 a year. So you're going to want to buy that in order to get the real-time data for this chart. Otherwise, it's a 10-minute delay. Just FYI. So you're going to want to do that if you are planning on purchasing the silver futures 15-minute chart parameter pack. Just FYI. So make sure you upgrade your account. You're going to need that for real-time charts. All right. So that's that. Now, what else do I want to mention? I think that was it. That's all I needed to mention on that. Let me just double check and see the price on that one more time for you really quickly. It is $7. $7 a month. Okay. Yeah, I saw it as a month, as a yearly thing. It's $7 a month if you want, or you can do a yearly. I think it's like $80, something like that. So it's not bad as far as the price to upgrade your TradingView account to real-time market data, so that you have that with the silver and all other commodities, which we will be dropping the gold commodities, gold futures chart soon. along with like S&P 500 mini, E-minis, and some other ones. So just FYI. Hyben said he found a 1971 Eisenhower Philadelphia silver coin in my dad's house with the rare no minted letters worth somewhere between 20 and 14,000. I'm going to go to the pawn shop. That's a big that's a big gap there. $20 or 14,000. What makes it worth 14K? What is that about? That's a big gap. That's a big delta, my friend. But either way, that's what's up. Yeah, I have mostly 10-ounce bars, 1-ounce bars, and 10-ounce bars. I've got almost 800 ounces, so I'm very excited. And when I dropped the prediction on where silver potentially can go, I don't have it's really not a prediction because I don't have a time frame. Predictions must have a price and a time. Just remember that. And I didn't learn that until I started researching how to forecast properly and how to become a super forecaster. A prediction is only a prediction if you have a X and Y axis. Okay, so our buddy Peter Schiff has not been predicting gold prices. He's just been kind of giving you an overall thesis of which direction or how high it could go. But that's not really anything you can go home with, right? You need price and time. So I'm not going to give you a silver prediction tonight. I'm just going to give you a silver price analysis. And when that happens, it could be 5 years, 2 years. Who knows? If this Bretton Woods thing kicks off sooner than later, it could accelerate the timeline on this silver price. But stay around. We're going to get to the price in a little bit with the help of AI. We're going to back into a silver price. We are going to back into a silver price tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Hyven said, I don't understand coins, but that is where every YouTuber is pricing these coins. I thought you may know something about it. I'm lost. I'm lost with you. I'm right there with you, brother. I know nothing. All I know are, I bought Bullion 999 ounce, 10 ounce and 1 ounce Bullion bars years ago, man, like 2011, 10, 11, 12, and stopped when I got into crypto in 13. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. All right, let's get into some trades though, ladies and gents. Let's get into some trades. See what we got on deck right now. Let's pull up Scalpalytics Pro Bitcoin really quickly and see, get a temperature check on that. Then we'll look at the I have to upgrade this this particular trading view account so I can have real-time data for the commodity charts. But what we have going on right now, ladies and gents, interestingly enough, we actually have a short signal for Ethereum right now, which is interesting. We actually got a short signal on Ethereum right now. Also found 4,500 worth of gold already pawned. That nice. I would well, it's too late now, but bro, again, this is why we call these black swan events, because it comes out of nowhere. It shocks everyone. I think silver is actually going to be the catalyst for like a triggering of epic proportions when it comes to gold going higher, the dollar dropping, And, you know, we'll get to and possibly talk about Bitcoin, because I'm going to be honest with you, we should see some upward pressure on Bitcoin as well if silver does what I think it might do. Not going to lie. I think we may see, well, we should see an upward pressure move on on Bitcoin. I really think we should. So we'll look into that as well tonight. The only reason we might not see silver or Bitcoin react the way we think it should is if people literally are fleeing Bitcoin, selling Bitcoin for gold and silver in the short run. I think it's going to come back to bite those who are doing that. I really do. Because ultimately, I think Bitcoin, listen, the only way Bitcoin doesn't see another massive wave up after MicroStrategy clears this market out, the only way it doesn't see a massive move up is if there's some technical glitch, technical issue with Bitcoin, which is a possibility. I've been talking about it for years. Q-Day, Quantum Day is a real thing. I am concerned about that. I'm concerned about Bitcoin being quantum prone. Okay, so that's the only thing. That, if we don't have that situation, Bitcoin should be accelerating higher as well after this leg down. Superwoman, oh wow, I mean, look at that. She's on top of it, bro. Superwoman Blue is on top of it. Yeah, silver. I'm glad I still got my silver, man. And honestly, I only had it because I kind of forgot about all that stash because it wasn't going anywhere for 10 years. It was just pretty much in the $30, $35 range. Wasn't doing jack squiddly diggly. So look, we are in a short right now. On Ethereum. A little light short. We've made a move up from the lows of the session earlier today and on Sunday. Today we did start slightly moving up and made a 1.5, almost 2% move up tonight, going into the Asian zone. So you could place a short in. I wouldn't put too much on it. You could put a short in though, and hide your stop at around 29.73. That's where I would put my short, 29.73 on this short on Ethereum. I'm just trying to log back in now, so you got to give me a second. Let's see here. I think I need my phone. Ladies and gents. So just give me 1 second while I get that. Hit the like button, ladies and gents. Hit the like button. Let's get this bad boy started. Again, this is an AMA, so you know you can ask me any questions you may have about Scalpalytics, about the new silver futures pack that just dropped today. I'm excited about offering that to everybody who are Scalpalytics Pro members. Let's see if I can log in to the account now. 1 6 5 8. And of course that doesn't work. Let's try this again. All right. All right, I'm locked and loaded, ladies and gents. I'm locked and loaded. So, we have, as I was stating at the beginning of this stream, we do have a potential short on deck right now for Ethereum. Let me put this stop in here first before we get started on this. Always put your stop losses in, and always put your stop losses above the actual area where the line is on the chart. Okay, always put that stop loss in right after entering your trade. All right, so we have the position in on a short for Ethereum. We got our stop loss in right there at the top of the market, which is reflective of where we are with the Scalpalytics Pro chart right here. Now I kind of hit it. The stop loss for the short here is around 29.72. I would just say 29.73, but I went ahead and bumped it up to about right at or around the A. So I'll put it up here. Gave us a little bit more room just in case. Because we're I normally don't trade during this time period. Those who have been Scalpalytics Pro members for a while know the optimal time to trade these systems is 8:30 a.m. Until the end of the U.S. trading zone, which is about 4 o'clock, right? But really, the sweet spot is even more accurate than that, or tighter than that. The sweet spot is really like right in this zone, which is going to be like 8:30 till about noon. That's where you should get your best triggers, and you should be done trading after you get the right trade for that pair on Scalpalytics Pro. So this is kind of the overlapping of the London zone and the US zone. A little bit after, London closes, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. You should have your trade and your profits locked and loaded, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying. From breakfast to lunch. There you go, bro. Exactly. Moving silence know what's up, man. So that's really when you should be trading these markets with Scalpalytics Pro. Now, what I want to take a look at tonight is definitely what's going on with our guy silver, man. Again, I'll update this so I have live feed here, but silver goes ballistic out the gate tonight. 6 o'clock, it went ham, touched all the way at the $82 an ounce. $82 a troy ounce. Can you believe what is going on here? Insane. Now, Zero Hedge is talking about a potential metal war between China and the U.S. I didn't realize this, but China is responsible for about 30, no, did they say 40%, 40 to 6%? I think it's like 40 to 6% of silver supply globally. 8:30 to noon, yes, Eastern Standard. Yep, Eastern Standard is the sweet spot for Scalpalytics Pro, bro. 8:30 Eastern Standard to about noon. By noon, you should have some money in the bank. Now, of course, nothing's guaranteed, but typically, I'm done. I'm done by 1, 2 o'clock, the latest. As far as looking for new trade entries, I'm just managing the trade for the rest of the day. Should be in money by then, and I'm easing on out. Yep, 8:30 to noonish Eastern Standard is the preferred time. They say silver is used more in war. Wow. I didn't see this, what Trump did in Nigeria. I am not aware of that one. Okay, I have to take a look at that. But basically, they're saying there's a silver reckoning. And the U.S. is squeezing China. It's really China squeezing the U.S. I don't know. This must be kind of a U.S. bent propaganda article, but from my understanding, China is squeezing us because they're putting a ban. They just put a ban on silver exports. So you must be doing, I think, like 50 million in volume in order to export silver from China now. So all the small players are out of the market for exporting silver out of the country. It starts on January 1st, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see if it says anything about that in this Zero Hedge article right here. So it looks like China's export freeze on certain materials begins next year. That alone changes behavior. Today, markets don't wait for the doors to close. They move when they know the locks are being installed. That's true. Okay. I'm trying to find here where it talks about how much or what the threshold is for China. Let me do a search really quickly. Let's go ahead and ask AI. So let's see what the AI says here. So essentially, starting January 1st, 2026, guys, we're going to see China implement a new silver export restriction. Okay, requiring companies to obtain governmental licenses to export metal. This is an export control, not a general capital control on ownership of silver. That's all you need for a short squeeze. That's all you need for the battle to start. And again, this is a move, if you ask me, this is a move by China to squeeze the U.S., not the U.S. to squeeze China. I don't know where they're getting that from. Oh man, the Somalia. I gotta put a star on this one, man. Man, what the hell is going on in Minnesota? Oh man, that's gonna be crazy. This is going to be a story. We got the Somalia Gate, ladies and gentlemen. Somalia Gate. Somalia Gate. We'll talk about that. So the key details on the new controls are mandatory licenses. All entities wishing to export silver from China must obtain a governmental license. Limited exporters. So the new regulations are expected to favor large state-approved firms. That's what I was saying earlier, potentially shutting out small and medium-sized exporters from foreign markets. There was a threshold, I think, of 50 million you have to be doing in volume in order to get these this license. So again, excluding and restricting small and medium-sized exporters. So that restricts the supply going out to the rest of the world. And this is I think this is literally the move that the US made against Britain with Bretton Woods agreement. I think this is what China's doing to us. I really think that's what's happening here, ladies and gentlemen. And so if this is the case, we could be seeing a shift away from the dollar reserve and going towards something more like a maybe mixed basket of gold and silver. The reason why silver to me has the best potential for a squeeze higher is because silver is used more in consumer goods than gold. There's so much silver being used in electronics, it makes no sense. So that coupled with speculative trading on silver markets and the US or COMEX not having the physical silver to cover these paper contracts that are trying to be rolled forward is a recipe for disaster. A recipe for disaster. And I know, I think, speaking of a recipe for disaster, I believe Elon Musk made a tweet about silver just the other day. So let me see if this is the tweet that I'm thinking about. So let's see here. Here's what Trump said here. This is not Trump, Elon. This is not good. Silver is needed in many industrial processes. Exactly. And this is a reply, I think this is a reply to what Mario Nolfo said here. China silver export restrictions could shake global industry. And this is kind of what I was talking about in the article we just read. China will require government licenses for all silver exports. The timing couldn't be any worse. Silver prices have nearly doubled since May, which is insane. $74. Nope, we're at $82. At least we hit $82. We're at $77 right now. Just to show you guys, we're at $77 right now. So we touched tonight, entering the Asian markets as Asia open, $82. And I'm hearing, ladies and gentlemen, I am hearing that there's actually physical silver over in Asia is at $100. $100. Insane. Absolutely insane. So I think we got ourselves set up for a perfect storm where silver could really skyrocket and blow a lot of people's minds. Seriously. Elon weighed in on the news, warning that silver is essential for many industrial processes. He's not exaggerating. Silver is critical for solar panels, EVs, electronics, medical equipment, 5G infrastructure, etc., etc. It's the most electrically conductive metal on Earth, making it irreplaceable in many applications. China controls a significant portion of global refining. From my understanding, it's like 30 to 40%, ladies and gentlemen. Eisenhower coin may be worth $0. A hole is drilled in it. Why was a hole drilled in it? That's strange. Silver is more valuable, I was told, than gold. Gold is a psyop. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Never heard that. Never heard that. Would your Scalpalytics work for gold and silver ETFs like gold, GLD, and SLV? It would. I have. Well, what you could do. What you could do is use the COMEX futures signal and just trade the signal on GLD or LV. Because basically those ETFs are based on the COMEX futures price, right? So theoretically, you could just use the silver's futures signal or pack that is now available. The gold one will be available later this week, hopefully, if it's ready for showtime. You'll be able to use the COMEX 15-minute chart on the ETF. Mike from Rethinking the Dollar gotta be loving this move. I know, right? I saw one of his videos earlier this morning. He had the you know the algo cock in the mouth thumbnail. That always gets the clicks, boy. You do one of those moves. Let me see here. Copper, silver, and gold still has uses, but not the way we use them now. How do y'all feel about crypto though, man? Like I'm really conflicted. Again, the only reason crypto would not run is if Bitcoin had some massively technical breakdown. Technical, I'm not talking about chart technical, I mean like network technical breakdown from some type of quantum issue. That's the only reason I would see it not only participating in this run up, this silver squeeze, but also outperforming the silver and gold squeeze. That's the only reason I can see it, man. Not performing or you know joining the rally. And that's a possibility. That is a possibility. You guys know I've been talking about that for a long time. So, yeah. Very interesting times. Very interesting times. So, I'm seeing people in the crypto community talk about Litecoin being used as like a and this is just so stupid, but Litecoin being used as like a silver hedge, or you can use Litecoin to represent a bar of silver or something like that. It just does not, infrastructurally, it just doesn't, it won't work. It won't work. Okay, Litecoin has a fixed amount. It's not gonna work. 9 times out of 10, and I hate to say this, something like a Peter Schiff T Gold product would be something that people will probably go to, not Litecoin, because at least with the T Gold, and if you guys don't know, Peter Schiff is starting a digital tokenized gold. He's starting a digital gold coin. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know. Is it tgold.com? Let's see. I don't know what the website is. Maybe I'll just go to Shift Gold and find out. Okay, here it goes. Here it goes right here. T Gold. Buy physically backed gold and silver digitally. This is what's going to be used for digital version of gold and digital version of silver. It's going to be people like Shift. It's going to be other companies going to come on board. You know, existing Boolean infrastructure companies are going to come on board and do a digital token. Not using Litecoin. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. Quantum computing going to be able to hack bank accounts, so get it while you can. Crypto, yo, in the building, what's going on? Quantum computing, AI, and robots sound like a recipe for disaster. It does sound like a recipe for disaster. It really does. I'm going to be honest with you. And could that be what the market is starting to price in? I don't know. It's possible. It most certainly is possible, my friend. JC says BlackRock added quantum dangers to Bitcoin terms and conditions in 2025. I didn't know this. Quantum crash will happen, but I think Bitcoin will recover after over a few years. The only way it will recover, my friend, is that there's a massive system-wide upgrade, and I don't know if it's possible. It might have to be some type of hard fork that happens, or we can continue. But by then, would the confidence be shattered? Would it be shuttered? Would it be shaken to the point where we can't recover? I don't know. Privacy coins, to me, have and suffer the same fate as Bitcoin if they're not quantum resistant. Reggie Middleton, man, I was supposed to have him on to talk about his new products, but he never hit me up. He asked me to hit him up. He DM'd me on Twitter to tell me to hit him up on Telegram, and he never got back with me. So Reggie, if you're out there, like, let's link up, man. That's why I think it's a bigger play with the tokenizing the stock market. Yeah, tokenizing the stock market is going to be a thing as well, because it's a lot of rehypothecation of stocks as well. I don't know if you guys know that. It's like 4 to 1 real shares floating out there. That's what I've heard. 4 to 1. So there's 4 times as many shares outstanding than there are actual shares. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, yeah. ETH, AVAX, and so are preparing for quantum. Okay. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Sol. Not so much ETH, but Sol for sure. AVAX, I like AVAX as well. But I'm not saying all of blockchain. To your point, JC, all of it's not like all of blockchain is doomed. They are, because of Sol being an AVAX. I don't know about AVAX, but because Solana is highly, it's closer on the centralization scale of things. Remember, decentralization is not a binary thing. It's a scale. It's a gradient scale. So, because they are on the side or the scale of centralization towards that side of it, they will be able to make a massive system-wide update to be quantum resistance or quantum proof. So, yeah, I'm just more concerned about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's network is more decentralized than most. So that's my concern. So let's take a look. I want to take a look at and dive deeper into this, what's called the Fair-Sinclair ratio. The Sinclair ratio, okay? And this is what we're going to use, this ratio tonight, to back into a price for silver. Okay. So the Jim Sinclair gold ratio. If you guys don't know who Jim Sinclair is, let me bring up an image. He passed away not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken. Jim Sinclair passed away. When did Jim Sinclair? Let me just research this real quick. Jim Sinclair passed away. The hell did he pass away? In 23. He passed away in 2023. All right. But back to I didn't mean to go. Let's go back. Let's go back to this here. All right, here we go. So the Jim Sinclair ratio, guys, more formally known as the Fair-Sinclair ratio, is a metric used to calculate the implied price of gold required to fully back the U.S. debt held by foreign nations. It was developed by trader Jim Sinclair, all right, Mr. Gold, who reportedly used it to predict key turning points in gold bull runs or bull markets. So this is how the ratio is calculated. So the implied gold price is derived from taking the U.S. external foreign held debt divided by the official U.S. gold reserves in troy ounces. So as of recent data, the U.S. external debt stands at about 8.5 trillion, and the nation's stated gold reserve is around 261.5 million troy ounces. Backing this debt with official gold reserves implies a gold price of $32,000. $32,000 an ounce. I can see that. Google AVAX BlackRock holds a lot, and they partner with the World's Economic Forum and European Central Bank. Interesting. But look at that, guys. $32,000 gold using Jim Sinclair's equation. Now, what we can do from here, let's do this. Let's say based on the Fair Sinclair, let's see, how do I want to, okay, ratio. What should the price of silver be today? All right. So based on the Fair Sinclair ratio, ladies and gentlemen, silver is undervalued when the gold to silver ratio exceeds 70-1, indicating silver should be higher relative to gold. Given the gold price around 4,300, a current ratio of roughly 62-1, using the ratio would suggest silver near 69 an ounce, but market factors, industrial demand, dollar strength pushes it higher, with recent prices around 80-81, showing the ratio is just 1:2, not a perfect. So they're saying, okay, but here's the thing. Let me restate this. Because that's at today's gold price. We already know what the ratio says about where gold should be. So let's see if it can calculate it with an updated query. Well, I should have been able to do that myself with a 68 to 1 ratio. I could have just divided it. Silver price, ladies and gentlemen, should be around $470 if gold hits $30,000. Now, I heard that silver should be around 3,800 an ounce. This is what I'm hearing. 3,800 an ounce. $3,800 an ounce with gold over 30,000. Now that would put, let me just do the calculation. That will put us at, if gold is at 3,200, I mean 32,000. That will put us at about what, 15? No, not 15. Let's do this over. Divided by, so that would, if silver was at 3,800 an ounce, it would probably be around a 8 to 1 ratio, which is, that's extreme. That is extreme, but for some reason, I think we might get close to that ratio. To move in silence is yeah, about 8 to 1 ratio. Currently, you know, we got a 68 to 1 ratio with silver and gold based on the Sinclair Fair ratio. Now, I think personally we're going to get much lower ratio to gold to silver. I think we're going to get near the 10s, 8s even, and that will push us to that target of around $3,800 a troy ounce of silver. Okay? And the reason why I think that's going to happen, because we're dealing with a black swan event. So black swans catch everyone off guard, and your predictions are blown out of the water. Cliff High says 600. Uh-oh, not the web bot. 600. When's the last time Cliff High has done a silver or a web bot report? I might have to go comb back through the old web bot reports on this one. So I'm thinking closer to 3,000, ladies and gentlemen. 3,800, 3,000, somewhere in there. The reason is, and again, I'm not giving you a prediction because I'm not giving you a timeline on this. I'm just giving you a gut feel on, you know, maybe the next 5 years to 10 years, because the demand for silver is much, much higher. Much, much higher than gold. So if we get a squeeze, the real world application for silver is much, much, much higher than gold. So this is what people aren't thinking about. He said, when silver's at 600, we will not be in a good place. I can believe that. So what the hell what if at 600 we're not in a good place? Where are we when silver's at $3,000? I'm just saying. I think China is setting up to checkmate us right now, ladies and gentlemen, and it's happening right before our own very eyes. But I think you have time. You have time to get into this move and buy physical silver. I think you do. And again, there's going to be a washout. There's going to be a washout of gold, of Bitcoin because of MicroStrategy. But once that happens, that's going to make way for Bitcoin to go ham too. It's going to make excellent room for Bitcoin to go crazy. I personally think. So we ended up getting tapped out of our long or short on Ethereum. It has gone long. If you're, a Scalpalytics Pro member, you would have caught. Again, I don't suggest trading during Sunday night. Just wait for right before US time zone tomorrow to see where we are and position your trades. There was a trigger on Bitcoin as well, going long. That triggered at 840. Okay. So I think this is a good indication for what's to happen for tomorrow at the open. But silver, ladies and gentlemen, silver is what we need to watch. Okay, silver is what we need to watch. I think it's the carry in the coal mine, and it will really, really outperform gold in the coming months, going into the new year for sure. It's going to be interesting. So you guys know, markets are forward pricing. So the markets are trying to price in this event that is happening when? January 1st. We already talked about it. January 1st, China is changing their policy on precious metals, specifically silver. You will no longer be able to export silver out of China unless you're a big player. So that is a natural price or supply shock that will hit the world on January 1st. This is why you're seeing this rally up, and it won't stop. It will not stop. Now there's some other things going on right now that I'm hearing in the silver market, where here in the US they're unable to cover those futures forward contracts. They're unable to roll them over. They need to because it's like a short. They need to actually go out in the markets and buy physical silver to actually cover those contracts. And that's what we're starting to see that happen. It's been happening really for the last week or so with silver. Mike asks here, what is your thoughts on gold backs? It'll work. It'll work. I wasn't a huge fan back in the early days of crypto. But seeing the type of environment we're in, consumers will eat it up. Consumers will eat it up. They're really not concerned too much with sovereignty, having the control of those coins, physical coins. They want ease of use. So if you have a reputable Bullion company issue one of these, like Peter Schiff is doing with T-Gold, issue one of these, then it's probably, as the price of gold skyrockets, you're going to see the consumer get more and more interested in having digital or tokenized gold. And that way you can break it down much smaller and actually use it as money if you want to. Same concept to me. I don't know why you would really use gold as money. Just like, yeah, I wouldn't use Bitcoin as money. It's just too precious. Bitcoin even more precious because we know there's a fixed amount. But gold, I guess, more inclined to use as money because we don't know what the amount is. We just know that it is somewhat precious. We just don't know the dollar amount. It's in the December 2017 Webby report. I'll email it if you need it, bro. Yes, send that, my friend. Classic throwback, bro. Throwback. Throwback. For sure, bro. That takes me back. Big time. That takes a brother back. Send it to I'll put it on the screen right now. Send it to holla at cryptoblood.io, my friend. Greg Hunter. Wow. Had Martin Armstrong on yesterday talking about silver. Oh, I gotta go check that out. I love Martin Armstrong. Love his analysis. So I haven't seen a Greg Hunter video in years. Is he still on YouTube? I don't see any of his videos. It's probably been shadow banned. But yeah, guys, tokenized gold, silver, definitely going to be an appetite for it by consumers. Definitely. Definitely. If you are trading the Scalpalytics Pro, you're making some money tonight. I mean, again, I wouldn't, I don't suggest trading it, but this is a signal you would have gotten at 8:40 today. And we would have just taken, I'm not in this trade, you would have just taken some profits there on that trade, ladies and gents. You would have just taken some profits, taken 50% of your profits off that long on that Bitcoin trade, and Ethereum, same thing. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. So markets are moving, dollars dropping right now. And it's so crazy because if you go to CNBC, they make no mention of what's going on in the silver market. The headline, stock futures are little change after S&P hits fresh record. Come on, man. I saw a chart that, and I don't know where I can find this chart, man. I know I could probably pull it up on TradingView, but I don't know what units or tickers I should put on the chart to replicate this. But there was a chart that showed the S&P 500. Let's see if I can replicate this. I don't even know what to pull up. Let's see. S&P versus gold. Let's see if we can do this. See if I can find this, guys. Give me 1 second. Jeez, I'm not able to find it. Let me do a search really quickly. S&P 500 gold ratio. Trading view. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see what this is here. PE ratio per month. No, that's not it. If anyone knows what the ticker is for that, let me know. Let me see here. S&P index charts and quotes. What's this chart? Oh, that's not it either. Okay, maybe this is it. Gold SPX. All right, let's try this. Gold SPX. Dang, I'm still not able to bring it up. Unfortunately, I have to figure out how I can bring it up. But basically, it shows the S&P like flatline for the last 5 years based on gold, and then you see gold versus the dollar, and it's just going crazy. Oh, he's on Rumble. Okay, I didn't think he was on YouTube. I'm not doing any trading until after I pay taxes in April. I hear that, bro. I hear that. Oh, maybe I can launch the chart here. Oh, okay. Let's see. Gold, SPX. Let's see here. Let me get rid of this. So I'm showing gold SPX, TVC gold XPX. Okay. And then maybe if I overlay another one on here, just gold. Zoom out. I gotta get the scaling right though. Let's get this out of the way. Let's see here. Percent. I'll have to find it, guys. It was a man, that chart was crazy. Just shows you how they're stealing wealth from all of us who have invested in the stock market. It seems like it's doing better, but if you look at it, you know, based on priced against gold or in gold, S&P is not doing that great, my friend. S&P is actually doing very poorly. So that's how they trick us, though. That's exactly how they trick us. Let's see what we got here. We'll have to talk about the Minnesota thing on another stream. Maybe tomorrow I'll bring it up. Crazy what's going on over in Minnesota. It's just the tip of the iceberg, as this article says here. They got daycare centers all over Minneapolis linked to Somalian operators that receive millions in state and federal funding despite showing minimum operational activity. The apparent mismatch between allocated taxpayer funds and observable services strengthens a recent report which alleges that Somalia-linked fraud in the left-wing controlled state may involve front companies potentially diverting taxpayer funds to at least one overseas terrorist network. Wow. According to FBI Director Kash Patel, the agency will continue to follow the money. You ain't gonna do shit, man. Come on, man. We've lost all hope in the FBI. We've lost all hope. The Epstein files showed us that. Lost all hope, man. Absolutely a disgrace. But at any rate, ladies and gents, I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Again, I'll do these AMAs every Sunday evening. You got questions regarding Scalpalytics? The new parameter packs are, or at least one is out for silver futures market, 15-minute chart. You have to be a Scalpalytics Pro member to even obtain this additional dedicated trading view chart. It's a one-time fee. You get it for life, and it will, stay up to date when needed to make sure that those profits stay strong on that signal, on that system. Go to bloodalytics.com and click the Param Packs button for more information on that. Of course, we got the Scalpalytics Pro signals or systems available as well. I went through on the last AMA the difference between an indicator and a system. There's a big difference. Big difference. I don't have time tonight, but maybe next AMA I will reiterate the difference between Bloodalytics, which is a trading system, and something like an indicator that you may pay for. Big difference. I notice you keep quiet about the Klarna glitch going crazy in Michigan. Klarna? What Klarna glitch? What is Klarna? Klarna glitch? What is that? Perpetrators use stolen personal information to open fraudulent buy now, pay later accounts. They exploit the platform's instant approval process for high. Yeah, I don't know anything about this, bro. This is crazy. What the hell? Yeah, I know nothing about this, bro. You put me up on something. I have to take a look at that. Buy now, pay later service. They're using Klarna to buy stuff on Amazon, basically money laundering. Oh wow. Damn, didn't know anything about that one. Boy, y'all be some dark web scamming mother suckers, don't you, boy? Y'all up on all of it. That's it for tonight, though, ladies and gents. I will see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Maybe we'll get Trade Intuition on and give us his analysis on the markets and where he thinks things are going. I'll hit him up later tonight after the stream. Again, hit the like button. Again, I'm glad to finally release at least one parameter pack. We got it on deck, ladies and gentlemen. Silver's Futures 15-minute chart now available. Check it out at bloodalytics.com. I'll have a QR code on the screen. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I am out of here. Holla.
Yo, it's crypto blood, Detroit flow, screaming from the D, knowing what to show. Indicators are on point, OG since 12, investing in trade, living life like a pro. I'm Rucker, Jerry, and just blood too. Bad motherfucker, but in a good way, boo. Got my eyes on the charts, ain't no time to sleep. Get that money, gotta keep it creep. That's why crypto blood, just the toasters on the line. Stacking my coin, got the market on my mind. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum too. Cash is king, but I'm looking for a new move. I know the culture of the markets like the streets. Got my finger on the pulse, can't nobody beat. I see the trends, I see the flow. Got my strategies in place, you know.
Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, stacking my coin. born. Been stacking my coin. These niggas pop, my money keep growing. Your girl is a dot, she all on my groin. She blowing my horn, we fuck like porn. These rappers is whack, they lyrics is corn. I'm getting this money, it never get born. I'm loading my strap, they calling the law. Fuck around your clap, for running your jaw. If it ain't about the dollars, then it don't make sense. Got me sipping brown water, but it ain't from Flint. Trying to chase all this bread, though the shit won't last. About to shut the city down like a crypto crash. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Stacking my.
Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Okay.